Okay, hey everybody. I am here today with my wonderful doesn't describe you good enough. I need a better word. What's a word above wonderful?
Excellent.
Excellent. My excellent, outstanding partner in crime, executive assistant, Jacqui Quijado. The purpose of this video is a lot of times I get agents or people asking me about my experience with virtual leverage and working with the virtual assistant. And it's always a fun conversation for me to tell people about my experience with our virtual assistants. Right now we operate dozens of virtual assistants within our businesses. And Jacqui is my personal executive assistant, and believe it or not, she was actually my first virtual assistant partner I've ever had. Which I know is kind of crazy because a lot of people they go through several before they find an incredible one, and I don't know if I'm living right or what, but I got lucky to be in business with Jacqui from day one. So Jacqui, how long have we been working together now?
It feels like 10 years, but actually, to be honest, it's like almost 3 years, but it really feels like 10 years.
Yeah, we've been together a long time, and my mind wants to say it's been incredible the whole time, but I know we've had a couple of hiccups along the way. But what we want to share with you today is a little bit about, it's easy for me to tell you all the wonderful things about it, but I want to go back to day one and kind of walk through some of the things that we didn't do well together at the beginning, because I don't want to paint a picture that it's all roses and rainbows from day one. It takes a little bit of work to create this relationship. Over my career, I've had an opportunity to lead a lot of people, but the majority of the people I've had the opportunity to lead, I've had that face-to-face experience with them to build that relationship. Where here, Jacqui and I have been working together for over 3 years, and we still have not met face-to-face. I guess this is face-to-face. I see you right now. I see you every day, but actually in person, we still haven't met, which that really accelerates a relationship when you get that opportunity. And I think it's one of the reasons that people fail in trying to create a relationship with a virtual assistant is they don't know how to bridge that gap. So Jacqui, going back to day one, or those first couple months of working together, and I know you're so kind to me, but I'm giving you permission here to throw me under the bus. From your perspective, what were some things at the beginning of our relationship that you felt were a little clunky or weren't working well?
3 things. Number 1 is unclear expectations. Like during those first month or 2 months, you're just giving me tasks. But I'm the type of person that I need to understand, be able to complete the task. You can give me instructions, but I want to understand what's on your mind. So that's number 1. Number 2 is you just give me tasks. So like as if I was a robot. I was just being honest.
Yeah.
Just being honest. So at those times, I didn't feel as if like I'm a real person to you. I guess because it was just like you said, I was your first VA.
Yep.
So I didn't feel any kind of relationship, just robot master.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Number 3 is I didn't feel like I'm in a team. I know that we have a big team, but it feels like I'm an outsider. So those 3 things during those first 2 months.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head, and I know I threw a lot of tasks at you with the expectation of, okay, well, these are, and honestly, a lot of the tasks I gave you initially, in my mind, I was like, oh, I can't give her this. I can only give her these couple things, which are purely data entry pieces. Because I don't know if robot's the right word, but in my mind, I was like, okay, well, she doesn't see the bigger picture. She doesn't know the inner workings of our operations. And one of the things I really appreciated about you that actually showed me your level of talent very quickly is you started asking questions. Why is that important? And it wasn't like, I don't want to do that. So you weren't telling me it wasn't important. You wanted to understand, how does this play into the bigger picture? And by asking those questions and you and I having those conversations over time, all of a sudden your intuition started taking over because you saw, okay, I was trained on this project, I was trained on this project, I was trained on this project. Oh, this is how these tie together. And then you started bringing me ideas of, hey, based on these three things, what if we did this? And it was kind of when we hit that stride for me that our relationship really blew up, is when you started taking those pieces of the puzzle independently and seeing how they played into the bigger picture. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally makes sense. That's right.
At what point, how much time did it take us to kind of hit that stride? Maybe not perfectly, but where we started like falling into a better cadence with each other.
It was actually the first, when you interviewed me, and you, at that moment, it was already my desire and decision to be part of the team. Although, like you said, probably you didn't know that my talent, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. So, but when I decided that I want to be part of this team, I want to be partners with the person that I am, the one who is going to hire me, which is you. So that's actually the first step for me, the decision and desire. And I wanted to understand you in a level that I can be in the same mindset as you. So I had to ask questions. There were times that I was thinking that maybe I don't have to ask questions, or maybe I can just find the answers for myself, but it will just take a long time for me to really understand you. So why don't just ask you?
I've always appreciated that. And I think, honestly, probably at the beginning, if I really thought through it, I think at the beginning, probably I kind of blew off some of those questions, like, you don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. And that was a mistake I made at the beginning, is particularly you expressed, I should have recognized it for what it was, as your talent level of why you were asking the questions. Is as soon as I kind of leaned into that the output or the results were just significantly augmented because of your understanding. I'm going to ask you a question that I don't remember the answer to. I'm hoping that I was better than I thought I was. But how many times did I no-show on our meetings? Did I stand you up a lot at the beginning?
Not really. That's a good question, because remember, during those times, you actually had no time to meet with me.
Yeah.
So that means you didn't stand me up, because I think that's the first problem. We never set a weekly meeting between the two of us.
I mean, right now, just so any viewers know, this is Jacqui and I have, in fact, after my family time and my planning time, probably my most important meetings every week are my standing appointments with Jacqui. Because that gives us an opportunity where we review our calendar. We have a running project list that we're working on, where Jacqui comes prepared to update me on every specific thing within our organization. And just to give a bigger picture of where we've progressed to, obviously when you and I started, I was dipping my toe in the water, right? I wanted to test this idea of a virtual assistant. So I was giving you small tasks, and over time it's gone from little unimportant tasks or smaller tasks to now you're driving significant projects within our organization and actually leveraging me to go meet with other people within our organization to assign projects and take them forward. The other things that we've progressed to is Jacqui actually controls both my business and my personal calendar every day, where she's adjusting and setting appointments, even down to like understanding what my kids' schedules are and making sure those are on my calendar, and making sure that I don't miss a beat in the cadence of my day, so I can focus on what's most important for me to be spending my time doing, which has been a huge game changer for us. Jacqui, if you could go back in time and coach me to be a better leader to a virtual partner, how would you do that? What would you go back in time and tell me?
To be perfectly honest, I like the way how we transitioned. Because I think number one, through spending time together, we actually learned to trust each other. So you learn to trust me, from small tasks to bigger tasks. And same thing for me. It's important that the VA, for me, I have to learn to trust you, like that you also want me to grow with you, or you have a better plan for me, not just to be a data entry VA, right? So when I trusted you and I gave you my, like that, I want to grow with you. So that is actually very important. So to answer your question, there's nothing to coach you about that.
You're too kind. If I was going to coach myself, it would have been that I wish I would have seen the bigger picture earlier of understanding what I didn't know, and maybe it wasn't I couldn't have done it better because I didn't understand at the time. I wish I could have better understood what the relationship was going to be, right? Because where we're at now,
Right.
you're such a critical part of my world and our operation. I wish I would have been able to start with the end in mind, knowing that where we're at now, because it would have been easier for me to make it a priority to help you see the bigger picture of how the inner workings or the parts talk to each other within our organization. And I think we could have avoided a lot of those little hiccups and obstacles along the way. And again, I'm probably making it sound harder and worse than it was, because not because of me, but because of you. You were so good at like helping press me through that. Is I wish I would have seen what that relationship could have been earlier to help us progress there quicker. Is there any other parting words you'd want to share with our viewers about what makes a successful relationship between a virtual partner and a mega agent?
For all the agents out there who would like to try out a VA or a virtual person, I just want to inform you that communication is the key. So as a VA, we also have feelings. We also need to understand what's on your mind, what your goals are. Your visions, your missions. We want to understand that. And if you are just going to communicate that with us, or maybe spend time a week, once a week, like maybe 30 minutes a week, then eventually your relationship, VA and as an agent, will progress. And for sure, we can help you leverage your time.
Yeah, beautifully said. And one thing I want to make clear to everyone is just like every business owner, just like every mega agent is not created equally, our skill sets are different. Just to be clear, like just because you're seeing the level of talent that Jacqui is right now, all VAs are not created equally, right? There are a whole broad range of the talent level that you can find in a virtual assistant. And after my experience, as soon as I saw what my relationship with Jacqui could have been, my goal became, how do I create this opportunity for more and more people, which is what got us to start ExecAssist, which is our virtual assistant company, where I could say, okay, out of these thousands and thousands of potential virtual assistants, how do we find the best talent? How do we so filter them through, find the best talent, make sure they're trained, make sure they're understanding, make sure they're bringing the same desire to the table that Jacqui is, trying to build a long-term relationship. And that is what ExecAssist is all about. How do we bridge the gap between a talented business owner and a talented VA and give them the tools for that successful relationship where it becomes a win-win for both of them, right? It can't be that a business owner or a mega agent is saying, I need a VA to accelerate me. It's got to be, hey, this relationship, if treated and nurtured correctly, is going to be a win for both of us, right? And I'm hoping I know the answer to this, but Jacqui, do you feel like being in business with me has been a win for you?
Absolutely, 100%.
Awesome. And I would say that I'm hoping not only financially, but we've grown a lot together as partners in this, as a team, right? So any of you that may be interested in learning more about how your world can be augmented through a virtual partner, I want to invite you to go to our website at execassist.me, scroll to the bottom. There's a little form there where you can click request a consultation. There is no obligation, but I cannot imagine my business or my personal world now without Jacqui in it, supporting me. I've been able to really prioritize my time so much better. And I look back at where we were 3.5 years ago, before my relationship with Jacqui as opposed to where we are now. And a lot of that growth has come because I've been able to really focus on my 20%, because Jacqui's been so good at helping me stay focused on my 20% and leveraging out my 80%. So Jacqui, I can't thank you enough. Now that we're on a public forum that a lot of people are going to see this video over time, I want to tell you how grateful I am for our partnership and what you do for me. And I just wish this type of partnership for every business owner out there. Hopefully people found value in this, and go check us out. We'd love to build this relationship for you within Exec Assist. Thanks, everyone.